Hello, here is another poem. This one is called A Gilded Baby's Foot. In a shop window at eye level, from the pavement passers-by can see, mounted and gilded in the walking position, on a plinth of mahogany, a gypsum plaster baby's foot, vignetted by halogen light. Copper-coated is a great surface choice, or bronze, and of course simple white, for those with a fine taste in creepy disembodied infant limbs. Evidently, naturally, obviously there must be some, we wouldn't otherwise see this, and no customers would ever come. Next door, an undertaker, with a nice line in caskets and urns, including hot pink and pastel green. I was going to write shades for the shades, but I held myself back this time on the grounds of good taste and decorum and the requirement for scansion and rhyme. 1/3 of a bright orange coffin appears, a trompe-l'oeil protrudes from a wall. One day there'll be choices like these to be made. Funeral matters must come to us all. Number 1. I am God. There's no other. It's just me. Make no mistake. And here I can set down some guidance, some salutary lessons I've learned or been told, gleaned through my long life and experience, even though I'm not yet so terribly old. Wall graves, a passing fashion? Victorians out for the weekend, a Sunday visit with deck chairs to loved ones communing with parents or an old friend. Chatting and maybe singing some songs with the end of a lead coffin protruding. A great way to sustain a relationship with folks, despite the deceasement intruding. Number 2, did I say I am actually God? No one else is. Just me. Just saying. So the coffin made for Litvinenko in lead and buried meters deep at Highgate was not the first heavy metal sarcophagus to be laid there so as to mitigate the health hazards from the sad contents. In one case the gamma radiation field, in the other the fruits of corruption, enzymatic, bacterial, viral, or whatever else time might yield. Number 3, don't be building gilded idols to worship. Don't even think about it. And speaking of Highgate, a boxer is there, whose funeral attracted such masses, thousands walking in the cortege. Half the city, grandfathers, parents and bachelors, and sporting young lads with their lasses. Tom Sayers his name was, and 150 years later no one has remembered his name or his fame, which just goes to show us such fame is not real immortality, whatever was really intended. Number 4, don't say things like, oh my God. Stick to, oh my gosh, or just OMG. Do you see? Death masks are fun, and I've seen quite a few, from Trond Kirk to battlemented castle. There's a fascination to closely examine the features of serial killers, highwaymen, pirates, and heroes who've fallen in battle. I have seen a churchyard dug up for town planning, a new road to pass through the yards, the coffins and bones disposed of somehow, and the gravestones piled up like fat packs of cards. The Holy Trinity itself is an empty shell now, a church not a church, and a graveyard that's gone. For sure, those who buried their family there could not have foreseen what would come. Number 5, no drilling or power sanding on a Sunday. Visits to IKEA are okay. And now we have choices not dreamed of before in the funeral times of old. Your deceased can be compressed to a grey diamond and then set in platinum or gold, to be worn as a bracelet or pendant for the lucky descendant. And I think most inventive of all, your deceased ashes can be ground up as paint pigment for acrylics and oils, and a portrait prepared in monochrome tints for your family to hang on one of their walls. Number 6, thou shalt not kill. I think I have to say that one again, don't I? Thou shalt not kill.